Hello and welcome to Real Watchers Movie Club. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your hosts. Movie Club is a show where we pick a movie every week and discuss it just like a book club. On today's show, we are continuing our April month-long theme of looking at Oscar Best Picture winners, and our film this week is the comedy drama American Beauty. Our thoughts and more coming up on Movie Club. Released in 1999, American Beauty was directed by Sam Mendes and stars Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening, and Thora Birch. Lester Burnham, a depressed suburban father in a midlife crisis, decides to turn his hectic life around after developing an infatuation with his daughter's attractive friend. The film is currently ranked 86 on IMDb's Top 250 and currently has a 3.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd. The film was nominated for 3 Academy Awards, including Best Original Score, Best Film Editing, and Best Supporting Actress for Annette Bening. The film won 5 Oscars for Best Cinematography, Best Original Screenplay, Best Actor for Kevin Spacey, Best Director, and Best Picture. Before we dive into our thoughts, though, we do want to issue a spoiler warning for this movie. We're going to spoil what happens at the end of this movie, and we do not want to ruin that for you because I think the ending of this movie is particularly one of its best parts. But if you have not seen the film yet, watch it, come back. We don't want to ruin it. But stay tuned to the end of the show to find out what our last Best Picture winner is going to be, because it's one that Kevin and I are really looking forward to. All righty, Kevin, American Beauty was my pick this week. And honestly, picked it because it's always on lists of like the most beautiful movies ever made, because the cinematography in this movie is particularly of note. And I just always heard really, really good things about this movie. And kind of, you know, everything aside, I really miss Kevin Spacey as an actor. So like it was kind of nice to see him in his prime. But had you heard of this movie before? Did you ever know anything about it?
I have heard of this movie before. Didn't know what anything was about from it. Didn't even know it was on Google it says it's a romantic comedy, but you said something else, right?
It's definitely a drama, but it's got comedic elements to it.
Okay. Sounds good. But yeah, I've always seen the poster of this movie as well for me. It's an iconic poster, I feel like. But knew nothing about it going into it. I just knew it had Kevin Spacey in it, and I was down to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so that is really what led us to do this today, and let's just go ahead and dive right into it. I'm trying to figure out where the best place to start with this is. It's one of those movies that I've always just seen everywhere. Yeah, and I feel like I've always seen the shot of Mina Suvari in the rose petals, but just never knew the premise behind it. I mean, I really like this movie.
I'm so sorry. I have hiccups for some reason. I don't know why.
You're all good.
No, this movie is beautifully shot. Just at the beginning of the movie, where he's panning through everything, the whole suburban life kind of shot there is fantastic for me. Even like the dream sequences that Kevin Spacey's character has is very
distinct,
a little over the top, but good for over the top, if that makes sense. Like the rose petals are really cool because it happens sometimes at night, like when he's having thoughts about Angela Hayes or Mina. And it's just dark, but then these red petals just fall on top of them and stuff, and it's just very, I don't know, it was very not soothing, but it was very, like, my eyes really enjoyed what I was watching pretty much.
Yeah, it signifies that he's in the fantasy.
Yes.
And he's kind of at the part where he's just kind of having the thoughts, and which I really love that as a distinguishing factor of like not being able to tell. Which I really appreciated. But yeah, I'm right there with you. This movie is absolutely gorgeous, especially for a 90s movie, which I have a tendency to think that like 90s movies don't particularly look that good. But man, this movie does. It's gorgeous. But I also really want to talk about performances in this movie, because I think all around the cast is real good.
Yeah, I mean, even Wes Bentley's fantastic as his like kind of. Okay, he would really creep me out for a bit, but then you got to know the character, and you're like, oh, actually, I'm kind of rooting for this guy.
It's a
Like, kind of
genuinely good guy.
yeah. But
I
then
mean,
you
a
have
little creepy, but that's okay.
at the beginning, but you understand why he has to be, because he is so strict because of his Chris Cooper in this movie is such a dickhole, and I absolutely love it. But I
But
mean,
honestly, when you figure out why, oh,
mhm,
that came out of nowhere. I was not expecting that.
yeah, but yeah, just everybody has a part and they play it just so perfectly in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Spacey is among the best I've ever seen him in this
Mhm.
movie. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, the dinner sequence alone, where he and Annette Bening are fighting, is masterclass level.
But the thing is, he can flip it on a switch. That's the thing.
Yeah,
At the beginning of this movie, he's like, "Oh, nonchalant kind of thing," and then when he gets mad, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" That's kind it not startled me, but I was like, "Oh, he just flipped the switch, and now he's this kind of a person."
there's two particular events that lead to that, and we'll kind of get into that when we talk about deeper meaning of this movie.
Mhm.
But like the dinner sequence alone, he's like, hey, I quit my job, told my boss to go fuck himself, blacklisted him out of like $60,000. Can you please pass the asparagus?
Yeah.
It's like it's such a good line.
Mhm.
Annette
Wait,
Bening,
you quit your job? No, I got fired. Please pass the
no,
asparagus.
no, it was like, oh, it was like, you lost your job, and he was like, I didn't lose it, I know where it is, it's over there. I
Yeah,
quit.
so good.
Which is great. Annette Bening is also fantastic in this movie, playing
Mhm.
someone who's very unlikable, but like I don't know, like you still like enjoy watching her. So
Mhm.
there's kind of that going on.
Because
Um,
she's also like the two parents are having two midlife crises just in different ways. I feel like in this
yeah,
movie.
yeah. I mean, all of the parents are really.
Hmm.
There isn't an adult that isn't. Um, but and then obviously the teenagers. So like Thora Birch and Mina Suvari are very good in this movie. You already
Hmm.
mentioned Wes Bentley. Um, I do think my only criticism, and I'll talk about it now, is I don't always enjoy the stuff with Wes Bentley and Thora Birch. I don't think that their relationship is like
It was
that
very
intriguing.
monotony. Like,
Yeah, but it kind of fits into like the kind of characters they are, and
mhm,
but I think like it feels like its only purpose is to set up a potential thing that
ending.
happens at the end.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
and
but
it shows it at the beginning of the movie. Well, it tells you at the
yeah,
beginning of the movie. So
well, it misleads you.
yes, which is fantastic. First of
Yeah.
all.
But I do want to talk about the deeper meaning of this movie, and probably the part that a lot of people hesitate when it comes to this movie,
Okay.
which is regarding Kevin Spacey's character being infatuated with his daughter's friend.
Hmm.
Obviously, I think lately with all the Epstein stuff, it gets a little weird when you have older guys preying on younger women. It's
Hmm.
made clear in this movie that the characters are 18, so
Hmm.
that is worth it to mention, because she's smoking. She's talking about doing model work. They're
Yeah.
seniors in high school, so it's not like they're
It's still
minors.
creepy though.
It is. I mean, it is still creepy. It's a 40-something-year-old man lusting after an 18-year-old.
Hmm.
Now, the important thing to mention also is that nothing ever really happens in the movie. It's purely him having these fantasies,
Hmm.
which we all do. I mean, maybe not necessarily about someone that young, but like we do all have fantasies about someone that we see, whether it's a movie star, whether it's someone else we see on the street. Like we have these thoughts. We can deny them all we want, but we have them, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter, what side of aisle you're on. Doesn't matter what you're into. Maybe it's another guy you're interested in or another girl. It doesn't matter. You have these fantasies, or these thoughts. They come in your head regardless. It's how we're wired. It's how our chemistry works.
Hmm.
But I do not think that is like the purpose of what. I mean, obviously he's infatuated, but that's just one of the things that propels him into his midlife crisis turnaround.
Yeah.
The other thing is smoking pot with Wes Bentley's character
Hmm.
and seeing how he stands up for himself. And
Yeah.
so instead, it's like the infatuation with I forget her name, Mina Savari's character The infatuation with her character, but then the growing dependence on Wes Bentley's pot, and then the workout stuff has nothing to do with him actually lusting after her. In terms of the movie, it's all metaphorical for how people who are going through a midlife crisis or who are similarly stuck in their ways, like lust after youth. How they want to go back to that time when there's a freedom, when there is a lack of responsibility, when they can truly be themselves. And then the younger people in this movie are afraid of getting to that point. So that's, I think, what the true point of the movie is, that kind of forgetting of the youth, like wanting to go back to that innocence, that attractiveness, right? Like, yes, she's played up to be attractive, but it's not the attractiveness of her, it's the attractiveness of being young again, which, we end up seeing like later on in the movie when she tries to, seduce him, and he doesn't go through with it because, he doesn't want to, he doesn't, whatever, right? Like however you want to look at it. And then they, like, the sequence afterward is just so nice. Like, just the hug that he gives her, like, you're beautiful, don't, like, like that is just it's a great moment. I really like that.
And then even them sitting down at like they're at a table or something like that, and he's just asking, he's like, are you okay? I know this was weird and probably difficult for you, but you need to talk, pretty much, and talk it out. And then when she asks, how are you doing? And then it kind of hits him. He's like, oh, someone actually wants to know how I'm doing, kind of a thing. Really brought it back to why, like, kind of, so Mina in that aspect was kind of the main character in that scene. And then it brings you back to Spacey's character, be like, oh yeah, he's the main character. How does he feel after this just happened?
Yeah, because I mean, like, again, it's not the actual thing you want, because like a lot of us will create fantasies of things, whether it's that next job, whether it's that person we're attracted to, whatever it could be, and then that thing doesn't end up being what we want it to be, or we don't actually want it. And what he actually was looking for, again, was that recognition. He's a person. Like, how is he feeling? Like that, those moments are so good, and he's only getting it from the younger people. He's not getting it from his wife. He's not getting it from, neighbors or coworkers or whatever. So I think it's brilliant.
Well, and then they show that too when he gets intimate with his wife, but then the wife is more worried about the couch getting spilled on, and then it takes you right out of it. She's like, okay, she doesn't not care about him, because they do care about each other in the end because of what happens, but it's just in that moment she didn't want to do anything like that with him. She was more concerned about
it wasn't that she didn't want to, it's the fact that she's like, oh, you're gonna spill beer on the couch, and then that kind of gets him back into his thing, right? It's just a couch.
Yeah, I love that. It's like, but it's $4,000. Just goes, we can replace it. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just a subject. It's not
a thing. Which is crazy, right? Because that leans into her character, and I think her character is so fascinating because they're both looking for happiness, as we all are. We're all looking for happiness in one way or another. He's trying to find it by his youth again, to be attractive to people who are youthful, to be a part of that culture, whatever. She sees happiness as being successful, which is not the case. You can be not successful and be incredibly happier than anyone that's rich, right? So, but her happiness is directly tied to her success. So the couch is $4,000. She's going to make a point out of it. When he gets rid of the Corolla, but she drives the Mercedes, why does she care? There's that. The fact that she sleeps with her rival so that she could get higher up in that to be more successful, which she thinks will make her more happy. What does she take out of the house when she's walking away after Lester has been shot? She takes her purse or jewelry or whatever.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about him. Nope. Like, it's the key, there's the factors that she thinks makes her successful, that makes her happy. And that is absolutely just, it's a great character trait. And then also like Chris Cooper's character, the military father, right? Like, it's not exactly clear what he's looking for, but it's very clear that he's repressing who he is.
Yeah.
And when he thinks that his son is getting involved with that, his son was an idiot and should have just said, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not involved with Lester in any way. I am just, selling drugs or having conversations or whatever. Like, that would have led to no more misconstruing of what's going on. But clearly Chris Cooper's character is repressing his homosexuality, and that may be due to his time in the military and being around all those other men, and then not having that, and then having a wife who is, I don't know if it's ever really told what's wrong.
No, I don't think it is
her.
either. It's very, but I feel like it's very a military wife, like sits down, eat dinner, watch TV, whatever he wants to do, kind of a thing. She never gets
really fight.
She doesn't get her in this movie, her midlife crisis like story to be told, pretty much.
Yeah, and she may be like, have a mental health issue. She might be neurodivergent. She could have been abused, and maybe she's just like so traumatized that she's that quiet. I mean, look what happened with Wes Bentley's character and the way that he beats up, or his son, or the dad Cooper beats him up. Yeah. But man, the moment in the garage when he just like
Lester and Colonel
Lester and Chris Cooper. Oh, it was like that came out of nowhere, and I was not expecting that. I mean, I should have seen it, like the way he kind of looked at him when he thought what he was doing, or what he thought Wes Bentley was doing in the garage. But man, that kind of came out of nowhere, and I genuinely, they set it up. So this is very smart. The movie sets you up to make you think that the wife kills him.
Yes.
But we know she doesn't. I mean, after we kind of know what happens, and we see Chris Cooper come in covered in blood. I mean, it's actually, it might still not be entirely known. Like, maybe he just helped her dispose of the body. Because he had the gloves on and stuff. Maybe that was it. I'd have to go back and watch it to see if the gunshot sounds the same as the one she fires in the range.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, well, interesting. So maybe it is just him. Obviously, he doesn't want that secret getting out because of, it's funny, right? Because as we've seen with a lot of people, the people who are the most up in arms about something, or the most bigoted, right? Like the people who are the most anti-gay are the ones that are usually just trying to hide that they are. Or like the ones that get the most mad about pedophilia are the ones that end up, getting charged with crimes, right? So like they obviously there's a need there to want to hide it and protect your image, and who cares who else gets in the way, right? And like, honestly, like Lester was like a not a smart enough guy. What's the word I'm looking for? He's a chill enough guy that he probably would have just let it go.
Yeah.
But like, no, obviously that didn't end up happening.
Yeah, Chris's character has a reputation that he thinks he still has, kind of a thing,
which he very clearly doesn't.
Yeah.
So, absolutely, just great stuff all around.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even talk about the ending. Well, we kind of did. Yeah, I mean, like it's interesting, right? Because that's one of the things that's like a tragic comedy, right? Is like it's all these misunderstandings that lead up to someone getting killed. Yeah,
and kind of the actions of the entire movie, it's all these people wanting what they want and either not getting or getting it, and then getting jealous of someone else for having it or whatever. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's just fantastic, but it has to be fantastic because of the acting in this movie. You can have the same script but have horrible acting in this. Wouldn't be the same.
Alrighty, Kevin, so this was my pick this week. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up first. I think that American Beauty is an excellent film. I wasn't expecting the humor in it, and I wasn't expecting the performances to be as good as they were. Particularly Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening are incredible in this movie. I do think that the script is fantastic. The music is really good as well. The cinematography is, it's so good. And the way that it distinguishes fantasy from reality, it's absolutely amazing. I do think that there is a little bit of dragging in the second act, particularly stuff regarding the relationship between Wes Bentley and Thora Birch's character. It's not always the most interesting. But man, that paper bag sequence, or the plastic bag, we forgot to talk about that.
Oh,
Oh, so
yeah.
good.
So good.
So good. But I loved pretty much every minute of this movie. The way that it explores midlife crises and how, you know, we fantasize over things that we want. And this movie is particularly youth and the freedom that it provides. Absolutely love this movie. So I gave it 4.5 stars, and I gave it a 95 out of 100. Really enjoyed this movie. One of the best movies I've watched this kind of month so far.
Oh, nice, very good, very good. Yes, I not to harp on what you said, but it's absolutely fantastic. The acting makes this movie what it is. But I also we talked about the cinematography at the beginning of this movie, but the cinematography in this just is amazing. And I love how it starts off with a narration of Kevin Spacey's character about how he will not make it till the next year. And so you're like, well, what happens? And then it just shows you why he didn't make it. I really like that aspect of this movie as well. And then you have the drama and everything like that is fantastic as well. But like you said, it's surprisingly funny, but when it needs the drama aspect, they all flip a switch, and it's like, oh my gosh, get the tea, get the popcorn, we need to see what's happening, kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
this movie is absolutely fantastic. I gave it a 92 out of 100, which is 4.5 stars out of 5, but definitely deserves to win.
Definitely, it was very, very good. So the question now falls to you: what do you think of American Beauty? Go ahead and leave your thoughts and other thoughts down in the comment section down below. But remember to be respectful of one another, because it's not that hard.
Nope.
Next week, though, we are concluding our April month-long theme of Oscar Best Picture winners, and we're taking a look at the 2015 winner, Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Make sure to watch it before next week so you aren't spoiled. But thank you so much for watching. Of course, this show goes live every single Friday at 4 a.m.-ish Pacific Standard Time, when I remember to actually put it up, which I did on this last week, and I apologize. But also, we have our live stream that goes live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which we do talk about movie news, reviews, and so much more. And then after about this May, once I'm done with my master's, we'll hopefully have some more time for more content. So hopefully make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything that we may do. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. And until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen.